Greetings and welcome to the first Interregnum report of Alea Iacta Est's EU4 campaign. We will take a look at the world and look over the various map modes that we might find interesting. And yeah, let's start by taking a look at the world as a whole. It's rather developed, I have to say. The new world is almost entirely colonized. Russia is colonized. Africa is colonized. There's very few places still left that are uncolonized. The year is 1699, so I waited quite a while to do one of these, but I don't find the situation to be very interesting for the first hundreds of years anyway. So I will probably do two Interregnum reports, one now and one at the end. Anyway, let's start with Europe, glorious Europe, the Europe we converted over from CK2. First off, let's take a look at the nations. The obvious loser in Europe is Bohemia, who are reduced to just a rump state in the middle of Central Europe here, where they are surrounded by great powers, incredibly great powers even. Funnily enough, Jaltland, the little Norse count in the Shetlands, are still around. It's odd. I don't know why the AI does not prioritize taking this island, because it's probably very easy to take. I guess they just don't prioritize it. It's well, it's worth quite a bit actually. 40 income total from the Shetlands. Anyway, big things that have happened. The biggest thing is obviously that Lithuania did not manage to keep their personal union with Sweden, which was somewhat of a surprise to me, because I had run a few test games, just observer games, to see if there were any glaring mistakes anywhere. And in those games they always inherited Sweden, and turned out to be like the second superpower. But in this game they failed to keep the personal union with Sweden, and in turn got into a personal union with Italy, who is undoubtedly the most powerful state in the world. And Italy has inherited them and started converting their culture to Italian. And Lithuania was also one of the few Protestant countries, and well, that is going to change as well, because they are slowly turning Catholic. Actually, there's only two Protestant countries. It's Bohemia and Great Britain, and then you may count Burgundy and Poitou, but I don't count them. So the situation looks like this. Lotharingia turned into France. We played Lotharingia for a few sessions. They conquered all of France and turned into France, because why not? There's a decision for it, I think. Aquitaine is in a personal union under Britain. And Britain also has all of these small vassals here that got transferred to them when they got into a personal union, I think. That's how it works. Wales is a vassal of Frisia. And Frisia is still a Welsh Austria, Netherlands. They have converted some of the provinces to Welsh, as you can see. And it's only fitting that they are vassalizing Wales, really. Perhaps it should be the other way around. So, Italy. They have conquered random provinces all throughout Europe. They've also taken back the various provinces here that belonged to Capua. They have taken all of southern France, as well as Galicia, and our province here as well. And they have turned everything Italian. So this is absolutely entirely Italian and entirely Catholic, as you can see there. They are ruled by the same dynasty as in Crusader Kings, the Bonifaci. And Lithuania had a Bonifaci king for a short while, but that ended up in a personal union. Frisia, they have new kings. They used to have a Greek dynasty. Now they have a Welsh one, I think, or perhaps another Greek one. In Wales, well, they are a noble republic, so they don't have the old royal house. Great Britain are still ruled by the Refers. They are still Norse, There are no longer any Anglo-Saxon presence here. What is this, by the way? Italian. Oh, Italy has this, apparently. I missed that. Nice. So, anyway. Great Britain formed, they inherited Scotland, and got a hold of Ireland from Poland. And this is, I think, yeah, this is Trøndelag. Trøndelag used to be here, and then all the way here, because they are the only Norwegian-cultured country in the world, so they revolted here in Orkney. And for some reason, they aren't a subject anymore. They used to be a subject, I think. So anyway, the Knights of Santiago have expanded and taken quite a few provinces here. They used to have lost more to Asturias. They attacked Asturias and Asturias won, if I'm not mistaken. But apparently they sold it all back, or something. Asturias is ruled by the Alenquer, and I think they are the ones who ruled in Aquitaine before. I'm quite sure, actually. The Mohammedids, they are ever a presence. They have lost a lot of land, but they have, well, held on to their mainland, so to say. They are still ruled by a Mohammedan. Actually, they are ruled by an empress. Yep. Yep, that's... I didn't even know that that could happen, but the Mohammedan ruler and caliph of the entire Sunni faith is a woman. So perhaps the Muslims are leading the female equalization effort in this timeline. And Poland, as we saw last time, are also ruled by the Italian kings, the Bonifaci. Bohemia is ruled by the of Argentan. I think they ruled somewhere in CK2, but I don't remember exactly where. Perhaps it was in Asturias. Poland still holds on to Constantinople, which is weird. And the Great Company and the White Company are still both around. They are... well, the White Company is Norse, so I do believe that they have not converted this, because it's... yeah, it's accepted. So, the Great Company didn't survive in many of my test games, but they apparently survived in this one. Along with Calabria, or, well, Capua, who holds these two provinces. Now, they used to hold more. The Sayyids are still around, and they are a republic on here in Sicily and Malta. And, yeah, the Abbasids used to hold all of Egypt, but they have been wrestled down to just a few provinces in the here in the Alexandria, because the Abyssinia has expanded quite a bit, both in East Africa and gotten themselves a northern port here. Crete is still around for anyone interested. They are a merchant republic, a Shiite merchant republic for some reason. Doge Philippos Kavurd, which sounds very Greek. Well, this is obviously Bedouin, but Philippos. Knights of Santiago have a heavy presence in Anatolia as well, which I didn't think they would have. They usually lost it in the Observer games. Iraq and the Akins and Shirvan. Well, Iraq and Shirvan are vassals of the Qutayids. But the Akins, they are also a vassal of the Qutayids. So that's weird. They have vassalized everything here, but the Mohammedids have reabsorbed most of the free states that were around here. Most of them no longer have cores, even. And they have apparently inherited Georgia. No, they have not inherited it, they have annexed it. It was probably a vassal. The Timurids are also a vassal, but of Persia. So before we go even more east, we need to look at Byzantium and Ukraine and Ruthenia. Byzantium are no longer ruled by the Polish dynasty, the Masoviecki. They are now ruled by the Kalothetos, which I believe were the ones ruling Frisia. So the royal houses have moved around quite a bit. Ruthenia is no longer really just a rump state. They have taken half of the Gonbadid territories. So they are a Russian and reformed nation, but they do not have their territory connected, so their capital is down here, which is weird. The Ukraine, I think I forgot to remove their cores. I removed every core from every nation that the converter forgot to remove, except for Ukraine. But I think it's fine. I mean, it's not like it's unreasonable to have a nation here. They are, from what I know, a revolter state from the Gonbadids and Byzantium. So I'm unsure if... Well, Ukraine does have... Well, not... Ruthenia has a claim here. So maybe, and here. Maybe it revolted from Ruthenia as well. Ruthenia, great and big. The Gonbadids, not so great and big anymore. The Teutonic Order have gained and lost territory. By the way, the Gonbadids are ruled by a Gonbadid. Ruthenia is ruled by a random Ruthenian. Ukraine is ruled by... yeah, some random Ukrainian. The Teutonic Order have lost some of their western territories to Sweden, Österbotten and Finnmark. But they have gained this territory here held by Perm previously. They did never reclaim this from Germany. I'm not sure why, actually. Sweden, by the way. Sweden is ruled by an Italian king as well. No, an Italian queen. Sorry. It seems like the Italians are the Habsburgs, or even greater than Habsburgs of this time. Anyway, this is our Russia, the Kutaids, the former Ilkhanate. Their capital is here, in Yaik. They are ruled by... Wait, they are a bureaucratic despotism ruled by a Grand Vizier. So the so the Kutaids are probably just reduced to a formal head of state, or just a formal figurehead of the state, while this guy holds the real power. That is weird. Kind of cool. At least they have taken most of Russia and are expanding eastwards. They will most likely claim this before Asturias. There is a slight chance that Asturias will start claiming it, but the Kutaids may take this and they may continue into Alaska. They do have some weird encircled states inside of them though. The Mongol Khanate, Sibir, and Uzbek. And of course Italy holds a random province here, but they also hold a random province in the Ukraine, and a random province in Denmark, and some random provinces in Norway, and a random province out in the middle of the ocean, and a random province in Galicia. So they, and also Greece. They have a presence everywhere in Europe, though Italy has no presence anywhere else in the world. Khiva. They were like a 1 or 2 province country, I think, but they have expanded very much. They are a Turkish sultanate, but they hold mainly, well, they do hold some Turkish land, but also some Kazakh and Persian lands. I find this very interesting. The Kavusids formed the Mughals. The Kavusids were Persian, and I think they still are. But now they have changed to Kanauji. I had no idea that Persians could form the Mughals, but it pleases me. Persia is a revolter state from the Timurids. They were formed by culture rebels that added the cores from Persia. Afghanistan is just a random country here that I forgot to remove the cores of, but it's all fine. The Mughals, by the way, they are ruled by the Kavusids still, only they switched culture. Persia is ruled by a random Persian. The Timurids, by the way, are ruled by steppe horde ruler female, Sati Osman. So there's a lot of female rulers in this world, including those who don't even have titles according to the mechanics of the game. Abyssinia, ruled by the Cavusids, but also by a queen, a sultana, Sultana Negasi II Cavusid. So both Abyssinia and the Mohammedids, the two major, or well, you could call them greater. Two of the greatest Muslim powers are ruled by women. Let's just take a look at the Metartids here to see if they are ruled by women. No, they are ruled by a sultan. Actually, let's take a look in Africa. The Metartids are Mali. They were originally Bedouin Arabic, but I switched their culture to Mali, just because it made sense to do so. They are still ruled by the Metartid dynasty, and are a sultanate, an administrative monarchy. They opted not to expand very much in Africa, and instead went for Brazil. So it's basically a West African, Brazilian kingdom of sorts. For the rest of Africa, not much to say. The Metartids hold South Africa. Asturias has a presence here and there, both in the west and the east. The Knights of Santiago have some presence here on the west coast. Swahili is still around. And Abyssinia has conquered its way down here. No one has claimed Madagascar, and there are quite a few islands left, even though these islands here are claimed by the Metartids and Asturias, respectively. And yeah, the Metartids also hold the Maldives. So let's take a look here in Asia. The Triumvirate, the three nations that we played, are still around, but there's a kicker. Ming leads a personal union with both Korea and Shan. So Korea and Shan are both under the control of Ming. I don't know how big the chance is for them to inherit them. 0% right now. So they've not held it for 50 years yet. But seeing as Ming is so big and prestigious, it will probably be able to keep them. Tibet, being a theocracy, cannot fall into a personal union. Here in Indochina, we can see that Dai Viet have expanded. The Vietnamese kingdom here. Lansang is still around, but, well, yeah. Pegu, still around, not a subject of anyone. Bengal is also around, not a subject. All of these guys here, no, not a subject. But there's Marwar and Mewar, which is still very confusing. The winner in India is Vijayanagar, who hold alliances with even the Metartids, it seems. Well, rather powerful. Shan, before they got into the personal union with Ming, they expanded here into the Spice Islands and Arm here. Aceh is still around. A noble republic. The Metartids have taken most of the Spice Islands here, so the Metartids are rich. So you can actually say that, oh, well, they have Australia as well. The Metartids are a Brazilian, African, Australian, and well, Spice Island claiming nation, South African as well. So they hold some of the warmest and, well, richest, perhaps? I don't know how rich this area is. But they do make some money, I do believe. They are a true, the sun never sets on them, one can say. Asturias have been claiming some stuff here as well, which is very impressive, seeing as they have such a tiny heartland. They are even smaller than the Netherlands were in real history. They are about half the size of Portugal, a bit less even. Korea is a subject, as we all know. By the way, who rules Ming? Ming is ruled by a Regency Council. Japan got unified by the Ashikagas and are being occupied by Russia. Well, the Khotaids. So we may see the Khotaids claim some Japanese provinces. It would be interesting to see. And there are some Catholics here, as they get events for getting Catholic provinces. Brunei are apparently... There's a... Yeah, I've noticed it before. There's a bug with the converter that adds this Sunni and Shiite heresy thing that only have a string ID. But I guess it's fine. There's one here as well. Yeah, Sunni heresy, and I have seen Shiite heresy somewhere, but it's been converted away. Something to look for in the next mega campaign I make. I'll try to fix that. So, for America, we spent a lot of episodes playing as the Aztecs, and the Aztecs still hold a heavy presence here in North and Central America. They have been expanding, we've just been unable to see it, because they didn't follow the east coast, they went up into Central North America. They have colonized these provinces here, and Arkansas. They have for some reason not annexed any more native tribes, even though they even had a mission for it, that we made sure for them to have. But the clear winner is Asturias, who hold almost all of South America, as well as Western North America, for some reason. Great Britain has claimed most of Canada. The Knights of Santiago hold half of the 13 colonies and some stuff here, along with Asturias. The Iroquois is still around. And the Caribbean is split up between Asturias and the Knights of Santiago. Knights of Santiago hold Cuba here, as you can see. Or Cuba. The Incas got pretty much conquered by Asturias, but rebels have slowly been giving them back provinces here. And I'm not sure if they are going to survive or not. The AI is kind of weird, because it doesn't like to conquer native tribes, even though it's very easy to do. I guess that won't be a problem when the Conquest of Paradise expansion comes along, which I look forward to really, really much, actually, because I find this colonization system to be kind of lacking. No one, for some reason, has claimed this part here. Guyana, or something I think it's called. In real life it was split up like this. I think it still might be, actually, split up between some nations. Weird though. Someone would probably come along and colonize it, because there are some good provinces here. And, yeah. Let's take a look at the rulers here, just for fun. The ruler in... well, we can't really see. In Great Britain, the Reefers, we already saw that. And, yeah, we've been looking at most of the rulers, actually. So, let's take a look at the technology. As you can see, the Muslims are not far behind. Not far behind at all. They are almost as the... they are even... I think they're even better than the Eastern tech group, comparatively, because they are so rich. At least the Mohammedids are very rich. Poland, France, Italy, Great Britain, you know, they are the tech leads, obviously, because they are filthy rich. And China and India, unfortunately, they are behind. The Aztecs are slowly climbing up towards the 20s, but so far they've not gone up that much. Well, they do beat other natives by a whole lot, but it will take some time for them. But they are Catholic, so they will most likely not lose all of their stuff, like if they were animist. Yeah, this is the religious situation in the Americas. Protestants are colonizing here in Canada. There's a heavy Sunni presence here, because, of course, the Metratids colonized there. But there are no random Protestants or Reformed guys anywhere, which is weird, seeing as they are incredibly oppressed in Europe. It's only Great Britain basically harboring them. Culture-wise, this is the cultural situation. Italy is turning everything Italian. Finland is basically Germanized. This is still very steppy, but this is all Turkish, at least, because it's their it's their primary culture, so it's the one they colonize with. There's still both Pechenegs, Khazars, and Avars, and Cumans, Siberians, and Kazakhs. Yeah, not much to say really. As you can see, it's very homogeneous. There's not a lot of variety in culture. Same goes for America here, with Norse in the north, Aztec here, Castilian, mini Castilian, Somali. This is the Asian situation. For Asia, it looks like this. Mainly Malayan. Shan have spread their culture a bit, but that's mostly us. Tibet has also eradicated Nepal. Not very interesting, actually. So, is there any other map mode we could go and take a look at before we end this? There's no empire. My guess is that someone would probably like to see... Which one was I thinking of here? I don't know, perhaps the trade value? The Americas are not worth that much, actually. Some provinces are, though, because they produce coffee. Seems like coffee is the most liked good in the entire world, except for, I guess this is wine. No, it's cloth, oddly enough. It's cloth and furs, but not all the furs, I guess, no. And of course China produce China ware. Yeah. Trade, diplomatic, culture, region, coalition. Coalitions can be interesting to see. So, the Kutaids are target of a coalition of the Mongol Khanate and Ming. We can look at all the greatest power here. Italy is not the target of any coalition, oddly enough. Not the Mohammedids either. The Metratids are a target of a coalition of all the guys down here in this area of the world, basically. The Aztecs are not target of a coalition anymore. The Native Americans had a coalition at the time, but it went away. Great Britain, not in a coalition either. Or, well, not the target of a coalition. Actually seems like most people are not the target of a coalition here. It's, well, mostly peaceful. The Knights of Santiago have Asturias against them. But it's only Asturias. Region, now that's not interesting. Culture, sphere of influence. I think that's only to show... well, you can actually not see anything because it's... Oh, well, you can see subject countries. All subject countries are grey. So Afghanistan is a vassal of the Mughals. Korea and Shan are in the personal union. These are all vassals of the Kutaids. Timurids are a vassal of Persia. Bohemia is a vassal of Poland, we saw to that. Wales is a vassal of Frisia, and Aquitaine is in personal union with Great Britain. Other than that, there is no subject countries in the world. Yeah, I think that concludes this. So, the world is looking good, in my opinion. I think Italy might be a bit too powerful, but perhaps they will fall in some great big war or something. It's all a possibility. I mean, Lithuania will not lose their course in at least another 100 years, which there is a possibility for them to lose it in a liberation war. And of course the revolutions have not yet started, so we can see colonial revolutions. Don't know how effective they will be when all the nations are so strong, and one of them already here, as in they have their capital in America, which I think prevents any rebels from spawning. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next real episode.